Review of laboratory safety rules. Some of these you might be familiar with. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but we're going to move forward with a little bit of review. You're not going to have to worry about being decked out in this kind of an outfit in lab. You're not going to be dealing with extremely flammable, toxic materials, but you do need to use some good common sense in the lab. A material safety data sheet is always available for every substance that you use. This will tell you the areas of concern, whether it's toxic, whether it's harmful in the gaseous form, and you'll always be allowed to view these material safety data sheets. No food or drinks allowed in the laboratory. Good common sense. That includes gum, no gum. Gum can hold vapors against your inner mouth and cause mouth ulcers. You want to try to keep your lab area as neat as possible. There are times when you're taking down laboratory observations that things get a little out of control. Just stop, neaten up, carry on. No open-toed shoes. Wear goggles at all times. Carol never wore her safety goggles. Now she doesn't need them. Again, with an injury this severe, goggles probably wouldn't help, but that's not going to be the case in our laboratory. Let's look at a short video about acids and bases and how they affect your eyes. When you cook an egg, the heat denatures the protein. The egg white is very similar to the protein in your eye. So when we take that egg white and add concentrated acid or base, you can see that we get this thick, gloppy precipitate, which would make the eye opaque. It would make it impossible for you to continue to see through the eye. You would need to wash it out immediately. So this is the kind of damage that is done to your eye with acids and bases. So wear your goggles. If you do get something in your eye, go to the eye wash fountain, and for 15 minutes, you need to wash that eye out. The safety shower is also located in the front of the room near the eye wash fountain. Again, you will remove all clothing affected by any acids or bases, leave your goggles on because they've protected your eye, and stay in that safety shower until someone tells you that you can stop. That someone would be me or the paramedics. If you are using poisonous vapors, and I'll do a few demos with these, you must use the fume hood. This is located in the back of the room, and I'll certainly do a demonstration with the fume hood. Anything that you're to test the odors of, you waft, don't take a big snort. Fire blanket is also located in the front of the room. Fire blankets, once we learn how to use them safely, can be helpful for controlling fires. Fire extinguisher, unless you know how to use it properly, you should not use it. I'll check to see who in the room other than myself knows how to use it, and those people would be allowed, if necessary, to use the fire extinguisher. Broken glass happens quite frequently, more frequently than we would like. If glass breaks, sweep it up, don't pick it up, and then place it in the broken glass container. The laboratory equipment they're going to use throughout the year can look a little overwhelming, but you've seen most of it, I do believe, in your 8th grade year. Maybe not, we'll see. Bunsen burner, you'll use these on quite a few labs. The gas comes in through the inlet. You adjust the amount that gets into the burner, you adjust the air, and then you have a nice burner flame which allows you to bring reactions up to specific temperatures. Flint strikers make a spark to ignite the gas that comes out of the burner. The ring stand holds your equipment. Usually the burner will sit on the plate of the ring stand, and heat the equipment that's in the iron rings above the burner. So the iron rings provide a platform to hold containers. The wire gauze sits on the iron ring and spreads the heat out and provides a platform. So here's your typical setup for heating with the ring stand, Bunsen burner, iron ring, and wire gauze. Test tubes, test tube racks, pretty self-explanatory. Graduated cylinders are used to accurately measure volumes of liquids. So these are the only pieces of equipment that will give you accurate volumes. If you're not sure what this ring above here is used for, we'll talk about it in class. Beakers are also reacting vessels. They are not measuring vessels. They do have markings, but these are approximate. This is the size of the beaker. So this would be considered a 250 ml beaker. These are just approximate volume readings. Erlenmeyer flasks are used with gentle heating and reacting. Glass stirring rod allows you to stir or deliver small amounts of solution to pH paper and reactions. Thermometers will also use temperature probes throughout the year. Test tube and beaker brushes, a variety of sizes to keep your glassware clean. Wash bottles to deliver small amounts of water to rinse off solids. Dropper pipettes, also in a variety of sizes, used to deliver small amounts of solution. Powder funnel or solid funnel is used to transfer a solid from one container to one with a smaller opening. The funnels that you use to filter with have a longer stem, and these are the ones that you would put your filter paper in to separate a solid from a liquid. This is the setup that you would use for that. Again, your filter paper goes in here, and you collect your filtrate in a container below. Utility clamps are often used to clamp test tubes, but also hold Erlenmeyers and other pieces of equipment that are attached to the ring stand. Again, here's a good setup. You can see that an Erlenmeyer would not be stable on its own, so a nice clamp holds it above the burner flame. Beaker tongs are used to lift, obviously, hot beakers. You never use them with hot porcelain. That would melt the nice rubber coating on them. Crucible tongs that have no rubber coating are used for porcelain items like crucibles and evaporating dishes, but not beakers. Test tube holders, scoops or scupulas, crucible and a cover are very specific pieces of equipment used to heat things to extremely high temperatures. When you use a crucible, you set it not on a wire gauze but in a clay triangle. Then the heat comes from below and hits the crucible directly. Evaporating dishes are also porcelain and can be heated to high temperatures, not quite as high as the crucible. Watch glass is often placed over top of the evaporating dish when you're evaporating a liquid from a solid. You can also put small amounts of reactants in the well of the watch glass. Weighing dish or weighing boat is what we will use to weigh our chemicals on the electronic balance. Sometimes we'll throw them away, sometimes we'll wash them and reuse them. All of these pieces of equipment are going to be used throughout the year in some fun, exciting experiments. So we just want to be able to use equipment safely throughout the year.